All right, this is day 28 of scaling my AI agencies from zero to $100,000. In this video, I'm going to go through my reflections. I'm going to give you some key data sets if you're an entrepreneur or agency owner out there grinding. We are still at 4,000 cash collected. That is changing very soon. I know I've said that multiple times this series, but man, I can just feel it coming. We had a big shift yesterday in yesterday's video and feel like it's really kind of finally put us in a confident position, even though we necessarily shouldn't even be extremely confident right now, like our back's really against the wall. But I just feel even more confident now than I ever have before. And there's more conviction, there's more confidence in everything we're doing. So let's get into what we did today. So today we got a lot of good things done. So the first thing being, we recorded the new VSL. I was talking about that yesterday. It turned out really, really well. We went with the free training sort of style. Ended up being just under 10 minutes, around 9 minutes long. After I cut it up, chopped it up, make it look really good. I personally believe that this is one of the best VSLs we've ever done. It's very straight to the point. It shows exactly what our system does and how it can benefit them. And it shows a real ROI based on industry averages that we've seen with our client. So I think it's going to be a banger VSL. I think it's going to perform really, really well. We got our funnel dialed in. We finished the core piece of it yesterday, but we kind of just optimized a little bit more of the structure on this side of the boat. Today, we put some real ad examples of what we've actually been able to do for a client on there to kind of showcase more proof. And then we got our pre-call video recorded, super simple, easy money. We got 10 ads. So we got 7 B-roll ads, and then we have 3 talking head ads. So I did 3 talking head ads, kind of like Notability style, where I kind of drew everything out. I think it turned out really, really well. I'm super excited to see how they perform. Like our messaging in the ads on the front end is so gas, bro. It's gas. Like I think everything's just so cohesive now at this point in time. The sales process has now become easier. And I kind of realized yesterday talking to an extremely unqualified prospect, I was like, dude, I don't want to be having more of these calls. Every single person that's booked a call has been exactly like this guy probably, but they just decided not to show up. Okay. So now realizing, okay, we're pivoting to a niche, targeting guys that are doing minimum $1 million a year. There's going to be really no issue here. These guys are ROI thinkers. They want to move fast to the market. There's a lot of urgency in our offer because we're kind of framing it as an untapped opportunity for this specific niche. It's really small, right? Our TAM is like 16,000 in the US, and it's a relatively uncompetitive market in the space. Then we got some back end dialed in with some back end systems to make sure that our stuff was dialed in. Just a simple automation for when people do book, and then some value emails as well. It's actually a simple back-end system and more simple than it was for landscaping because it's now a 2-step funnel, not a 3-step funnel. Then we had dinner with our pops, saw him. It's been a while, played some cards, drank a few brews, watched the UFC fight. Strickland, man. Crazy UFC card, to be honest. I love watching UFC. I think it's one of the best sports to watch personally for me. There's not a lot of commercials. There's always action going on. Personally, I think it's one of the best sports that we can watch, in my opinion. Like football's up there, but UFC, dude. I think UFC tops football, in my opinion. And then we haven't launched the offer just yet. We just got back from the UFC thing. We were working about 7 to 8 hours straight from 9:30 a.m. to right around 5:30 p.m. Very consistently working. Didn't stop once. Didn't eat anything. I didn't eat until like 6 p.m. today. So a pretty long fast. Got literally all this done. Like this is a lot of stuff, dude. We got it all done, in a good position to move forward now with motion. And we're going to be launching the offer tomorrow morning, first thing in the morning. So that is today. It was a really productive day. Super happy with the output on today. I truly believe that this was a great step in the right direction, even though we aren't seeing it materialize just yet. But I feel like we're really on the right track here. And I've kind of seen it now. Like I can see it kind of all aligning. And now mentally in my head, it's like, okay, like we're closing a client next week. I may not have the proof to back that up, and it might be delusional, but like I feel so much clarity and just like alignment based on what we're pushing now. We know how to fulfill. We've done it before. I've done a sales call before. Now we just got to get the funnel done. And I think that now that we have the messaging from that sales call, from what we know his pain points are, and him as the ICP, the client that we already have, I feel like the funnel is just perfect, bro. It's perfect. I'm not going to show you guys it because we'll probably show you guys it a little bit later once we start getting some calls booked in. Let me know if you want to see it. I think it's really good, man. Really good. So we could probably do a video breaking it down here in the near future. Kind of want to keep it a little undisclosed as of right now because I don't want any of you guys coming in and creeping in and trying to take the market. But yeah, not saying that selfishly, by the way. I don't really care. But if you really wanted to find my business, you could probably find it. So some data sets for today. Pretty simple today, all right? So the first one is move fast, move with speed. We decided about 36 hours ago that we were going to pivot from the niche that we were initially in because of lead quality, because of the season not being in its prime yet, and just solely because it wasn't producing the right kind of quality for us. Now, granted, we probably could have stuck with it and tried to battle it out and thug it out and get more quality calls on the calendar, but we saw our backs were against the wall, and we made a very thoughtful decision. I wasn't really interested in doing it. It was kind of like I was talking about in the last video, like limiting beliefs were kind of stopping me from being able to even like push forward and actually do the thing, and made the decision, decided, hey, we're doing this. Okay. It sounds so stupid in my head to try to pivot right now. Like I know everyone says like, don't pivot, just stick. And we decided to make the move, and we did it fast. That night, I got the funnel laid out, the whole offer laid out, everything mapped out. And then this morning, everything got ready to go on the front end and back end for launch. Less than 36 hours for launch. So very fast decisions, launching an offer with the current IP we already have, with the market that we already understand. So just moving fast in every endeavor, bro, especially when you're in a position where you like need to. That's why I love being in the trenches. And I also think that the trenches is a very beneficial place to be as an entrepreneur, because you learn how to move with speed. You can't be taking your time in the trenches, bro. You really can't, because time is ticking like a motherfucker, and you learn how to move with speed and make decisions on the fly. And I think this was one of the first times we've really had to make a big decision on the fly. Haven't had to make one in a while. And I believe that this one is going to end up being the right decision here in the long term, even in the near short term. I truly believe we're going to be able to see great results within the next week, just with this funnel that we are launching here. So move fast, move with speed. Don't move slow, bro. With AI nowadays, there's no reason you should be moving slow. AI, we basically got AGI, bro. Like you can fucking spin up a whole offer in business probably in like 12 good working hours if you really wanted to lock in. And then number 2 is sacrifice everything. And this is kind of controversial. I wouldn't say like sacrifice absolutely everything, but I would say sacrifice the gym, sacrifice eating, like sacrifice taking care of yourself how you normally would if you want to move forward with motion in business. Now, I thought this was a true thing for a while, that, you got to take care of your body so you can perform your best when you're operating your business and running your business. I think that's bullshit. Elon Musk gets like fucking 4 hours of sleep a night. Like it's bullshit, bro. Like you can operate, the body can be pushed to its limits. Okay. Like you don't need to fucking sit here and, I'm going to go to the gym for 2 hours. Oh, now I'm going to eat a breakfast and make breakfast. And then I'm going to start work at 11. And I'm going to only work for 4 hours because I want to go on a run afterwards. It's just like, bro, there's so many distractions that are like pointless at the same time, right? Like, especially if you need to maximize your output in the short term, you need to sacrifice the long-term gains. Not permanently, but you have to sacrifice them so you can see the most success in the short term and maximize the input into short-term wins. So that's why I'm saying sacrifice everything. If you need to make motion happen fast in the short term, sacrifice the gym, sacrifice these different things that take you time away from doing work, right? Because at the end of the day, they're not important. The only exception I have for this is family time. And since it's the weekend, that's typically when family situations come up. And, after a very productive 8-hour workday, I don't see there's any reason why you can't just go, spend 2-3 hours with the fam and catch up, man. It's good to let the brain kind of loosen a little bit. I guess it's kind of controversial for me saying sacrifice everything, but at the end of the day, I'm a gym head, gym nerd, and I haven't been consistent with it lately because I need to see success and I need to see results in the short term. So you got to sacrifice those long-term gains to see that maximize that output potential in the short term. And then third is show, not tell. So the VSL style we did, and this specifically kind of gauges into the funnel. The VSL that we did is a free training. We literally showed the exact system, the exact ads we're running, exactly how the whole process works from a high level. We show the ROI that they can expect based on industry averages. We literally show everything they need with the VSL in itself to make a buying decision. Okay. So you got to show, not tell in your ads, in your VSL, in literally every piece of marketing material you have. And this is one of the simplest data sets I think I can bring, but it's something that I really learned well, is every funnel that performed the best for us was something that we were showing, right? That's the reason we were able to get this first client in the door in the first place. We showed the entire system that we would be running for him with key examples, showcasing we knew what the fuck we were doing, right? Literally showing it for them and explaining it at a high level, being an authority in the market, knowing something that they don't, right? Show, don't tell. Showing will win every single time. And like I said before, you don't need case studies, right? Case studies are just a bonus to help you scale even more. You know, like once we add case studies to the funnel, it's like it's wraps, dude. We're kind of just taking our clients' results and kind of just running with it right now. But, as you scale, shit moves with motion. So show, not tell. Showing wins every single day of the week, boys. And number 4 is keep your head up. It could always be worse, bro. We're sitting in front of laptops trying to make laptop money. Like what's the worst that could happen? Like our ancestors, our grandparents had it way worse than us. They were out fighting wars, right? We're just sitting in front of laptops trying to make Wi-Fi money. Even if we're not making Wi-Fi money and we're not where we want to be, we're like making Wi-Fi money, it's like, it's fine, bro. Just keep your head up and keep grinding, keep moving. You can't control the timeline, but you can control the inputs that you take every single day to see that success, right? So just control your inputs, control what you're doing on a consistent basis to allow that timeline to materialize how you want it. So tomorrow is 2/22/26. It's Sunday. Tomorrow's actions. It's an action-packed day. First thing on the list, launching the funnel. Big priority. We got to get those ads rolling. We got to get everything up and running so we can start booking some calls in within the next 72 hours or so. And then we got to fix the client backend real quick. This is a big priority. It's something simple on the backend. Like I guess an automation is kind of screwing up in a sense where someone opted in for golf simulator, but they got text for home theaters. So it might have just been a little mix up that I need to fix on my side of the boat. So we're going to get that fixed up to make sure everything's looking efficient on that side of things. And then we're going to also prep for an upsell. So we have a client call, kind of a check-in call. I'm going to actually prep for this pretty meticulously. We're going to be mapping out a potential upsell for him to be able to kind of cash collect a little bit up front so we can put more into ads, kind of keep our cash flow a little more stabilized here as we end out the month. And then also kind of check in on how he's doing and potentially get a case study while we're on that call. It's only been about 2 weeks since we've been launched. It's been just under a month of the partnership here. Coming up close. I think we signed him on January 29th, 28th, something like that. So we're coming up close here on that time frame. And then I'm going to get into cold outreach, at least planning it out so we can get that started on Monday so it can kind of work in tandem with paid ads. And then we're going to make a middle funnel video or 2, probably just 1 or 2, just to kind of give them some more insight into us. We're going to make them optional though. They don't have to watch them before the call, but we would like them to at least watch them. So they're going to be able to warm them up a little bit more. I got to kind of think through what kind of angles I want to go with for that, but I feel like that's going to be pretty high ROI to get really warmed up guys on the call. And then we're going to do a little chatter mind. If you're a real one, you know what a chatter mind is. We're going to kind of go over the game plan and kind of plan out the life ahead here as we start closing out this month here. Pretty much just planning out this upcoming week with the co-founder and our chatter mind partner and going from there. And then we got dinner with the family here tonight or tomorrow night, Sunday night. Going to be enjoying some dinner, catching up with the family again, and prepping for Monday. So that's where we're at. Monday, we have that client call. I also have a landscaping call. We'll see if he shows up. I might as well try to see what I can do with the guy, from a reschedule. And then, yeah, that's pretty much the name of the game, guys. So this was day 28 of the $0 to $100,000 challenge. It's been a good one, man. We're almost 30 days into this series, and I feel like we're making a lot of progress, even though it felt like when we made this pivot, we're kind of stepping backwards. But I feel like we're taking a step back to take a giant leap forward. So this is day 28, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to like, subscribe to follow the journey, and comment down below if you have any questions or any advice for me. I would love to hear it. And also feel free to DM me on Instagram. It's a link in the description of this video if you want insight into building your AI agency or scaling your AI agency. If you're a business that wants to potentially implement agentic systems on the back end to help you scale and systemize your front end and back end, feel free to DM me on Instagram. And then also, if you just want to connect with me, network, I would love to hear from you. So DM me on Instagram down below. And yeah, guys, we'll see you for day 29. Let's rock and roll.